Peace, everyone, and this is Artist of Truth, and welcome to a vlog entry. Before we get started into the topic, I would like to say like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Keep these algorithms moving along. I would love for more and more people to come across my content and be able to leave their comments and concerns below. So I greatly appreciate that. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you haven't been told today that you are greatly appreciated, let me be the first to say that I love you and that I appreciate you today. Continue to shine, continue to evolve towards greatness, and on that note, let's go right on ahead and jump into the topic at hand. So, we are talking about the shooting in Florida, which resulted in a brother that goes by the name of Othel Wallace. All right, Othel Wallace was actually on the run from police after shooting an officer in the head. Okay, now the shooting occurred in the evening when this particular officer was doing, I guess, a proactive patrol. Okay, so the officer was doing this proactive patrol and approached Wallace Honda Accord. It was like a 2016 Honda Accord. Approached the Accord and started questioning Wallace about whether or not he lived there. Okay, and Wallace responded, what's going on? What's the problem? What have I done? And before you know it, the officer walked around to where Wallace's door on the driver's side was open, and just, when Wallace went to stand up, like, sir, what's the problem here? What's going on here? The officer was trying to get him to sit back down so he could question him. Now, first and foremost, I got a problem with that. I don't need you talking down over me. To me, that's a very authoritative type of action. I don't like that neither. And I've been in situations where an officer was just like, no, I'm gonna need you to sit down. I'm just like, no. I was like, I'm not armed. I'm not armed at all. But as man to man, we can talk. You can talk to me and I can talk to you. But just that standing up over me, that doesn't sit right with me. And at that point, there's no compliance at that point. I'm not answering any questions at that point. But the brother stood up and the officer proceeded to put his hands on this brother. Now, the brother is being calm, respectful, and polite. It was like, sir, don't do this. Don't do this. The officer continues to escalate the situation instead of saying, you know what? Hey, I'm just going to back off for a moment because I don't want this to escalate. So let me take a couple of steps back because I'm asking in a very respectful manner. I'm asking because I have to patrol around here. So I'm just asking, if you live here or not. That's his right if he doesn't want to answer any of your questions. Why? Again, that's his right. Because you questioning him only draws him into a verbal contract. When you start answering police officers' questions, they will draw you into a verbal contract. You can ask any attorney. Any and every attorney will sit up there and tell you it's best not to answer any questions. Just stay silent. That's why they read you rights. They tell you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. So your best bet is to shut your mouth. Don't be answering no questions. You can ask them questions. And a lot of times, you notice what happened? they don't answer them. So you have to learn how to reciprocate that same energy back. Because eventually they're going to do one or two things. Either they're going to leave you the fuck alone because they understand you haven't committed a crime. You haven't committed a crime. But to make a long story short, I feel personally this officer brought that shooting on himself because you were trying to put your hands on an individual that had not even committed a crime at all. Sitting in your automobile, sitting in your private conveyance is not a crime. Okay? Whether you are sitting in a parking lot, in a parking garage, or you're sitting in your car on the side of the road, guess what? That is your right. That is your right. Don't let any officer, attorney, or anyone else tell you, oh, well, you can't do that. Because if they tell you that you can't do that, you have every right to ask them, oh, okay, well, show me in law where it states that I can't do that. And watch and see how quick they shut up. Because at that point, they're trying to think of something else to try and pull over your eyes. But what happened with that officer, you know, hate to hear about that type of thing. But the officer really brought it on himself. He really did. But it's still a mystery to me why, after that shooting, the tape got cut short. That means something more went on behind that. But we'll have to wait and see, right? So, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. I would like to know your thoughts and your take on the most recent shooting. So, have a great day, and I'll talk with you all soon. Peace.